Veteran Nigerian entertainer and activist Charles Oputa, popularly known as Charlie Boy, has openly criticized lawyer and political commentator Deji Adeyanju over bribery allegations made against Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi. Adeyanju repeatedly accused Obi of fraud and claimed he has evidence to back his allegations. He further alleged that during the 2023 presidential election campaign, Obi attempted to bribe him. According to Adeyanju, Obi invited him for a private discussion and afterwards offered him money in a brown envelope, which he claimed he refused. The allegation sparked backlash among Obi supporters and public figures, with Charlie Boy being one of the most vocal in defending the former Anambra governor. In a post shared on his official X account, Charlie Boy dismissed Adeyanju's claims, describing them as lies aimed at tarnishing Obi's reputation while serving hidden political interests. Writing in pidgin English, Charlie Boy accused Adeyanju of deliberately spreading falsehoods to remain relevant and satisfy political paymasters. He argued that Obi remains a rare political figure in Nigeria who still represents hope for millions of citizens seeking genuine change. According to Charlie Boy, Adeyanju's actions amount to clout chasing and opportunism rather than credible activism. He says, quote, Deji Adeyanju, now for you don't carry your mouth waka go where he no belong. Na so lie and ye talk you ye yarn about Peter Obi just to trend and please your paymasters. Shame no they catch you, he wrote. Charlie Boy further said that Obi has consistently given Nigerians hope for a better country despite widespread disillusionment with political leadership. He criticized Adeyanju for, in his words, selling himself for 30 pieces of silver by aligning with money-driven politics. He cautioned that making unverified allegations against respected figures could expose Adeyanju to legal consequences. He added that those genuinely fighting for a new Nigeria cannot allow individuals like Adeyanju to drag Obi into what he described as the gutter of chop money politics. Charlie Boy emphasized that Obi should not be distracted by such accusations, as his message of accountability and good governance continues to inspire many Nigerians. Adeyanju, known for his outspoken stance on political matters, has often courted controversy with his criticism of political leaders across party lines. However, his latest claims against Obi have provoked sharp reactions, especially from Obi's supporters who view the Labour Party candidate as a symbol of integrity within the country's turbulent political environment. Obi himself has not directly responded to Adeyanju's allegations, but his allies and supporters have consistently defended his record, pointing to his tenure as Anambra State Governor, which they argue was marked by prudent financial management and accountability. The exchange between Adeyanju and Charlie Boy highlights the charged political climate in Nigeria, where debates over integrity and corruption remain central to public discourse. With Obi maintaining a loyal support base despite losing the 2023 presidential election, attacks on his credibility continue to draw widespread attention. For Charlie Boy, the matter goes beyond politics. He stressed that Obi represents hope for millions who still believe in the possibility of a new Nigeria, urging critics to act responsibly rather than peddle damaging narratives. In his words, those seeking genuine change must focus on building rather than tearing down. The clash has further deepened the divide between Obi supporters and critics, raising questions about how far political rivalries and personal grievances will continue to shape narratives ahead of future elections.
Yes, so in the wake up to the 2023 general election, because I'm not political, I'm just expressing my thoughts about why the opposition should come together and unite against the criminal APC and roguish APC government that always rig elections. That if the opposition is divided, that there's no way they can win. I was just expressing my political thoughts and views. The idea of the Obi candidacy excited me. And I said, but that he needed the buy-in of Atiku and Kwankwaso. I even urged Kwankwaso to deputize Obi. I urged Atiku to step down for Peter Obi, and all that. So in the process of that analysis, just expressing my views, I also said the fact that Atiku has been running for president in perpetuity, that he cannot continue to run. I was just expressing my views as a Nigerian. So then Peter Obi all of a sudden started trying to reach out to me to meet me. But at that time I was out of the country. I think I was in Dubai or somewhere. So, but he was persistent in reaching out to me. And I was avoiding him. But you know, I didn't want to see him because I didn't want it to look like, oh, because I've expressed my views, which seems to be like almost in his favor, he now wants to see me and corner me to be one of his supporters. Because I don't want to support any politician because I'm not partisan. Because some people had already started even resigning from activism and joining him. You know, so I didn't want to join his bandwagon, but I was excited by the idea of Peter Obi because, of course, Southeast have not produced a president in a very long time, except after post-independence anyway. So I was excited. So subsequently, I made some further views, and this time around, he was more persistent. So one of his aide, a journalist, reached out to me. So we subsequently met, and I said yes. He commended me for some of my views and all that, and said that it would be exciting to work together. I said I'm not working with anybody. But I now made some observations about the things that he has been accused of doing in the past. Corruption. Sarah reporter reported the story where his staff was caught with money. He tried to explain it, but I was not satisfied. Then I also raised the issue about these issues of him using state resources in Anambra to invest in his family business. His explanation to me in his defense was that he had resigned from the company before he became a governor. I was flabbergasted. I couldn't just wait to get up to leave the place. I'm like, how can a man that wants to be president of Nigeria not see the clear abuse? You understand? That he has abused his office to do such a thing. He was justifying it. He didn't see anything wrong in it. I was completely disgusted. So eventually, I didn't want to disrespect him, so I wanted to leave. And then he got into, because we're like in the living room, it's like a suite. Then he got into a room and said, oh, please, he's coming. That he wants to go inside the room and he has something for me. So he brought one envelope or something like that. And said, no, this is just a small thing. It's just for coming, blah, blah, blah. I said, I laughed. I said, that means you don't know me. I said, and you are friends with Mimiko, former Governor Mimiko and others. There are people that I was close to. You will have asked them about me. If we do anything because of conviction, it's even me that will bring out of my money and support you. You know, so he kept insisting that it's not like that, it's not what I'm thinking. I said, God forbid, I left. So, however, I never revealed what happened to anyone. So, I remember vividly, he went to, was it Egypt? To inspect some power or something. At the peak of the Ekiti election, when his candidate in the Labour Party was running. So I criticized and said, you should be in Ekiti and not in Egypt. And I said, because you want to be president, you must go and campaign for your candidate and try to win. Man, his aides, some of these young boys that are around him, started insulting me that the reason why I'm criticizing him now is because that I was saying that he was okay, he was good. That the reason why I'm criticizing him now is that I brought a proposal to him and I demanded, is it 200 million or something? And that he told me that I said, me? And these are his close aides. So they started doing that. So I said, oh, because I had observed the pattern about them, that they terrorize people online, insult people, slander people. His mob, his obedient mob were practically uncontrollable during the last election. So I said, okay, so these people do not even want dissent of any kind of criticism of their candidate of any kind. I said, okay, I'm not going to even leave Enugu alone and now face them, because we cannot have a situation in our country or in our polity where political extremism becomes the order of the day. And Nigerians are living witnesses to the things that eventually happened to the build-up of the last election. We have never had this kind of toxic political experience. Aside the Buharis, after the Buharis, the obedient mob is the most toxic political movement that we have ever witnessed in this country. They threaten Supreme Court judges, Court of Appeal Court judges, threatening artists, threatening Professor Wole Soyinka, insulted everybody in this country because of Peter. And so, what are the things I said? Everything I said is true. In a civil suit or criminal suit of defamation, justification, truth is a defense. What are the things I said? I said he's a political fraud, that he's paraded himself as a messiah. Of course he is a political fraud. Didn't he swear that he will never leave Abuja? That any day he leaves Abuja, let something which I won't want to say on TV. Then he left Abuja. The only thing that I forgot to say, among the things that he should now add to his defamation suit, is that he's a political prostitute. Hobnobbing. And look at what he said about the people that he wanted to defeat in the last election. He said they operate a structure of criminality, but today he's with them. He has one leg in PDP, they are discussing with him, another leg in ADC, and he's still a member of Labour Party. Confused politician. So he should do his worst.
Meanwhile, renowned journalist Ike Abonyi has dismissed claims by lawyer Deji Adeyanju that the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, offered him money for support. In a statement issued on Friday, Abonyi said he personally brokered and attended the meeting between Obi and Adeyanju ahead of the 2023 elections. The columnist explained that Obi never made any monetary or material offer during their 3-hour discussion, contrary to Adeyanju's account on social media. Abonyi expressed disappointment that Adeyanju, now a lawyer, would still peddle what he called a voyage of blackmail, urging him to uphold truth and honor if he hopes to grow in his profession.